Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the beautiful Nakatomi Tower, prepping for the holidays. Of course, this is the site of the famous 1988 attempted hostage takeover of this tower by the evil Hans Gruber. Luckily for us, New York City police officer John McClane was here to save the holidays. But in this video, we are talking about my favorite squad for getting knockouts in real-time PvP right now. We're talking about Apocolypse, and of course, T4, ISO 8, Red Star recommendations, all in this video, guys, on your Monday mailbag. And if you're ready for that, find that like button and you know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, what is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you are having a great week, and I hope you're ready for the holidays, guys. Yes, it is this week, and I hope you and your family are doing well. Now, in this video, we're going to answer the questions from the Discord channel on the Discord server on the mailbag channel. So if you're not already a member there, make sure you click the link to join the Discord server and become part of the Valley Club. And we got a lot of questions to answer. A lot of them about T4, ISO 8, Red Star recommendations. Also got a question about Apocolypse, and I'm discussing my favorite real-time arena team right now that's been doing pretty well in getting me knockouts. Now, if this is your first time here, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all the great Marvel Strike Force content on this channel, and hit that notification bell right there, guys, so that you get notified as soon as a new video is uploaded. But before all of that, it is the holidays. There are bills to pay, so big shout out to the sponsor of this video, guys. Have you dreamed about being able to play a AAA quality game anytime you want? Well, dream no further, because now you can with Raid Shadow Legends. Now, if you've never heard of Raid before, let me tell you about it. It is a hero collector free-to-play RPG that's available both on your phone and on your PC. And there are over 500 champions that you could collect in Raid, trillions of ways that you could construct your teams, and endless strategies for you to discover. And if you want to get started right now, make sure you click on that link in the description. And this holiday season is the biggest ever in Raid. They're releasing 14 brand new champions, along with a whole host of holiday events and tournaments. And for the main event, we have the Doom Tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms, and 12 challenging bosses. And the Raid team, they are in a giving mood this holiday season with a bunch of goodies to help you get started on that Doom Tower. So if you want to get that huge head start, make sure you smash on that link in the description, and you will be getting an experience booster, 3 energy refills, an ancient shard, the Void Champion Bulwark, and 50 free gems. And Bulwark, he is a boss killer that will be a huge help in the tower against those tough bosses. And all of those awesome rewards, they're going to be waiting for you right here, guys. But you got to be quick because they're only available for the next 30 days. Yeah, so again, big shout out to the folks over at Raid for sponsoring this video. And if you're looking for more games to play over this holiday season, yeah, so check out Raid. Use that link down below to get a bunch of free gifts. But without further ado, let's start this video off by talking about my favorite team in real-time arena right now. Boom, it is these guys, the Dad Bros. They are kicking butt in real-time arena right now, along with Zemo, who's just a great character overall. Red Skull has some great synergy with all these guys, and X23 also has some great synergy with Zemo. So very, very good. And it looks like some of the matchups have been fixed. I'm getting a lot of teams around the 300K mark, not as many around the 600K mark with this team. So it looks like they have switched real-time arena to be based around the collection power of the team that you're using and not your total collection power, which I think is a very, very good thing. But if you guys have these characters, they're doing very, very well for me. But without further ado, let's get to your questions from the Discord server on the mailbag channel. Let's get to it. Boom. First question. To follow up on your reasoning on why you think Phoenix was initially a 6-star unlock, which if you guys weren't here for the last mailbag video, well, I'm thinking it's because a lot of these characters, the villain mystic controllers, a lot of people already had at 5 stars, and they looked at it and thought, oh, well, we can't have everybody unlocking this Phoenix right now. So they upped it up to 6. And that's why I think, all right, do you think it's time for her to become a 5-star unlock to help newer players? If not, do you think she will ever become a 5-star unlock? You know, I think there may be some backlash if they reduce it to 5, but I don't think it would be a bad thing. I think initially they did that just so that longer time players wouldn't unlock her right in the beginning. And I think at this point, a lot of the longer time players already have her at 7 stars. So I wouldn't mind if they brought it down. Do I think they're going to do that, though? I think that is not super likely, but I wouldn't mind if they do it. And it may not be a bad idea to help out some newer players to unlock Phoenix a little earlier, because 6 stars on one of the required characters right now, which is not super in the meta as she once was when she first was released. So not the worst thing. I do like this idea. That's a good one. And I'm not sure if Scopely will do that though, but I do hope they do. All right, hey brother from Texas, what is up from Texas back? Hope you have a great holidays, and I hope all of you guys have a great holidays as well. Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I like your reasoning there. Thank you for answering my question about Pim. I digress. When are they going to fix the matchmaking in real-time arena? So this was an older question. If you look at the date here, this was from the 14th, which was about a week ago. And since then, around Thursday or so, when they released Longshot into the game, I have noticed that even when I go in with lower powered teams, I'm getting lower powered matchups, which is why I like that team that I talked about in the beginning of this video, that team with the Dad Bros. It would not be possible to use that team with Zemo and Red Skull and the Dad Bros X23 if I was going up against 600k Black Order plus teams, you know, hybrid Black Order teams, because we can't have a full Black Order team in real-time arena. But I think they did fix it. If you guys are still noticing some issues, now I do know that the matchmaking takes a little longer, but I think that's because they're searching for teams that have similar collection powers to the team you're using. But I don't mind that if we're getting better matchups. And for the most part, now we still get some weird ones here and there. I do once in a while still see some big 300k punch-ups or so when I'm using lower power teams. But for the most part, my matchups have been around where I've been. So I think they have fixed it. But yeah, hopefully, like that blog post said, they said they're going to continue to monitor it. And if there's more complaints about the matchmaking, I think they will do hotfix. I wish they would announce some of these things though, because I think the community would be very happy if they announced it, but they're just kind of doing these things and people are kind of discovering it on their own. But yeah, I think they're working towards it. I know it's not perfect, but I think they're working towards it and continually making fixes. All right, Valley, thanks so much for answering my question. I showed my wife and she thought it was awesome. Well, Son of Ragnar, here we are again, second week, brother. My question is about Blitz. How do people get such high scores? Is it just because they have a lot of teams or because they spend cores? Do you spend cores on Blitz? Keep on smashing. So for me, myself, I've never spent any cores on Blitz. I have used those energy refreshes, and sometimes I purchase those energy refreshes that come along with the normal energy that gives you the normal campaign energy and the Blitz energy for the one cost. Sometimes I purchase that, and that goes to my Blitz. But I never really directly spent cores on Blitz. And yeah, I do think it's just because players have a lot higher teams and they're able to score more. You know, if you look at a team at 8.3, my big teams can score about 90k. That's my Black Order, my Simbas, whereas some of my lower teams are going to score like 60k. And if you're doing that multiple rotations, getting that extra difference, it adds up over time. So I think that is why we're seeing higher scores right now. And the reset, instead of taking half an hour per rotation, getting maybe 3 or 4 rotations per day for myself, I know I'm able to get a lot more when it just takes me 5 minutes. So, you know, I know it kind of sucks for players that don't have that high collection power, but the time savings, I keep looking at the time savings because even if I wasn't scoring as high in Blitz, I do love this feature added to the game for the time saving alone. And yeah, well, you know, if I think the biggest thing, we've been talking about this for a while. Goofy mentioned it on the news video last week about having different shards for blitzes. I think that would be the best of both worlds. So people with lower collection power can still take advantage of the blitz sim and get that time savings. And the players with higher rosters, bigger rosters, can also get that time savings and you know, not be pushing other players out of the top 1%. So that's what hopefully they will do in the future. Just make different blitz shards like they have with Arena and do it kind of by your collection power. But yeah, for me, I don't spend cores. I just spend the blitz recharge energy that I have sometime. And you trained in Shinki Ryu Jiu-Jitsu for 8 years. If you're ever in Ontario, bring it. Oh yeah, baby, I will. And funny thing, we were discussing that on live stream this morning, how nice of a city Toronto is. So yeah, I don't know if it was you or somebody else. There was a couple people on stream this morning that were from Toronto saying, hey, you should come visit. So maybe once all this quarantining and stuff dies down, then maybe Valley and Mrs. Valley will do more traveling around the world. So if I ever am in Ontario, I'm gonna definitely hook you up, or definitely look you up, brother. All right, Valley from Poland, what is up from Texas, brother? I have a question for you about first skill character to T15. Who do you think should be first? Non-legendary character. I'm thinking about Zemo. Zemo's a very good choice. Taskmaster is also a very good choice. And if you're running Black Order, Proxima Corvus combo is also a good choice. My next option is Okoye. Don't do Okoye. 7 red star. Oh, even at 7 red stars, that's a tough one, brother, because her kit needs a little work. Even in a full Wakandan team, it's not the best. Her focus is a little low. Now, maybe with that 7 red stars, it's very good, but my Okoye is not very good. I don't recommend her. If you want to do somebody, I recommend Zemo or a Taskmaster or a Proxima or a Corvus. Just remember building up characters as far as their gear past gear 12, putting that orange gear into them. Make sure it's a character that you're using in multiple game modes. Because after DD4, DD3, they're both done. You're not going to go back to them. So yeah, make sure you're using in multiple game modes and you're not just putting these resources for this one game mode to unlock Dr. Doom or someone like that. So that would be my recommendation. Zemo before Okoye or one of those other characters, but it should be based on your usage, not on my usage, brother. All right, ValleyFlyin, I like your streams on your YouTube channel very much. I have a question for you. Thank you, brother. Thank you for supporting the Valley Club. All right, level 74. Finished DD2 25 days ago. My first one was about 2 days long. Now, I'm still not ready for DD3 because I have to level 75 first to get 5 of my characters 14. I need more orange here. All right. I think the characters I want to bring are strong. I'll watch your videos, other content creators' videos as well. But will it be like DD2, which means I have to wait again long to enter DD4. So the big holdup in getting into DD4 is getting to level 80. Now, I've been grinding 50 core refreshes every day, once in a while doing those hundreds. And right now I'm at level 78. So it takes a little while to get from 75 to 80. I'm still not at 80 yet. So it will take a little while, and that's going to be the big holdup. What gets you into DD3 is gear 14 characters. What gets you into DD4 is those gear 15 characters, and you need to get to level 75 for those 14s and level 80, excuse me, for those gear 15. So that's going to be the big holdup. And obviously the resources, the gear resources, they start getting scarce as you start building up multiple characters. So it will take a while. Build up your characters. Build up characters that you're using anyway would be my recommendations. Also some strong characters like Phoenix, like Minerva, Ebony Maw, Ghost that do percentage-based damage in those nodes, because all of those nodes, DD2, 3, and 4, all those enemies have high health pools. So keep that in mind, and then yeah, just build characters that you're also using for that as well. But yeah, it does take a while just to get to those gear just to get those levels in order to put the proper gear on those characters to let them enter. So keep that in mind. Hope it helps you, brother, and hope it helps you plan your roster a little better. All right, Commander Raw says, I have a hand rework question. I can't but help think that Red Skull Hydra team should have been the exact same rework for this hand team. When considering hand lore, it makes sense since they're based on revives coming back from the dead. It seems to be the idea that building hand in the beginning, you look at Nobu's passive. Now, do you think they could put Hydra's kit on hand and give hand a defensive revamp? So I'm hoping they don't put the exact same team. Now, it does make sense when you look at the lore, bringing them back to life. It also makes sense for Hydra, though, where if you look at their theme, cutting off one head, 2 more will appear, which kind of makes sense for that Red Skull passive, bringing them back in war. I wouldn't mind if the hand did something similar, but just for variety and a lot of different gameplay, a lot of different strategies, I'm hoping that they'll do something totally different. But that passive of Nobu is very, very strong. It's one of those passives that even after Nobu's dies, he still has a chance to bring characters back to life. So it's not super consistent. Not all characters do that with their passive, but Nobu's in particular, even after he dies, can still bring characters back to life. So I hope they go something on that, bringing them back to life. Maybe something similar, like we said before, but not the exact same kits and rework for that. So yeah, I like it. I like that idea. Let's see what they do, and hopefully it's coming sometime in 2021 for this hand rework that's been talked about for so long now. All right, next question. What is good, ValleyFlyin? You are good, my brother. Question about Zemo. As a tune charge in Mojo's Mayhem, do you expect him to be there for an eternity like Hulk in achievements? Will they change monthly? All right, so I don't know if they're going to change monthly, but my expectation is they're going to rotate them on a monthly basis. I don't remember them saying anything about rotating, but I assume they are. And if they did, I haven't seen that, or I don't remember it. But I think they're going to change them. That's my thoughts. I think it'd be not good from a marketing perspective if they left it the same, and they want to sell this battle pass. They want it to be appealing towards people. So I think they're going to change it. So I'm thinking they're going that they are going to rotate it on a monthly basis to entice you to buy that battle pass to want to get more shards for that character. So maybe someone like Beast, maybe someone like Cull, maybe someone that's little newer as unfarmable, and they rethink their decision to put Cull exclusively in premium orbs. But that is what my thought. Hopefully it's coming soon. It does make sense from a marketing perspective that they would rotate that character. Next question. Hello from East Texas. Hello from North Central Texas, brother. Just hit level 60. Just hit day 60, level 57. Which team do I build first, Kree or Wave 1 Avengers? The only legendary I have is Iron Man. So Kree, Wave 1 Avengers, I think there's a lot of value for mid, even for later game players for Wave 1 Avengers. And if you start to build up your Wave 1 Avengers now as a newer player, I think there could be a decent arena team for you, depending on what other characters, what other teams you're seeing in your arena shard. But they seem to be very, very good on arena. And from what I've heard, I haven't tried them fully in some of these Ultimates or Greek raids, but they seem to have a lot of sustainability, especially with this new ISO 8 mechanic that was added a few patches ago. So put the healer tag on Captain America, Hulk, and they should give you some good survivability. Plus Thor in that squad is the best version of that squad, because I'm assuming at this level you don't have the Asgardians to throw Thor on right now. So Wave 1 Avengers is the way to go. The only big benefit that Kree will give you, besides Minerva and Captain Marvel, and they're not minions, they don't count, but you're wanting to build those Kree minions in order to get Nick Fury. But I'm thinking because his value has significantly decreased from when he was released, you could hold off on this. This could be one of your last legendary characters you unlock. I'd much rather, if I was starting again, much rather be building some of my villain mystic characters to unlock that Hela node, and to my villain mystic controller characters to unlock Phoenix, which leads to a bunch of different legendaries, because Hela is going to can unlock Phoenix, and she will unlock Black Bolt, and Black Bolt will unlock Ebony Maw. So I would be focused more on that. You could use some other teams in the meantime just to get to that, but unlocking that Hela node in villains, that should be your priority. So AIM, Sinister Six, Hydra, build up those characters. And in the meantime, I think Wave 1 Avengers will serve you as maybe a backup raid team and possibly your arena team if some of your shard mates don't already have Hela and a full Asgardian team. ValleyFlyin, regarding real-time arena battle pass, if I'm currently free level 33 in ratings and I purchase the premium rewards plus 30 ratings for an astronomical 55 Canadian dollars, that battle pass is pretty expensive. And if you guys are thinking of making purchases in Marvel Strike Force during the holiday season, make sure you use the link coins.valleyflyin.com to get you a little discount through the Amazon coin program. If you go to that link, it explains it fully how to use that program, and you could save on purchases that you would make anyway, up to 20%, guys. So use that link. But regardless of that, will it give me all the rewards premium 1 through level 35? Yes, it will. I recently purchased the premium option, and all my previous premium rewards, they were there. The unfortunate thing is you have to go and claim them one by one. There's no claim all button. So the longer you wait, the longer it's going to be to claim all the rewards, but they're all rewards. So it's pretty good. If I get to be the new premium levels, free 34 to 64. So yes, if you're at, if it will give you 30 levels right away there, and then you could claim all the previous rewards that you haven't gotten as well. If so, what is the incentive to purchase the battle pass at the start rather than at the end? I'm not sure what it is to purchase at the start. I waited for a little while till I know, I am going to hit these milestones, because, I've been playing kind of hard. I waited. So if you're not sure if you're going to hit the milestones and get all the value out of it, my recommendation is to wait. You may not need the extra 30 ratings. You may not need the extra 30 levels. I like to purchase this towards the end, or once I know I've hit enough milestones that I'm gonna guaranteed get it. So as far as purchasing at the beginning, the only thing it would get you is getting some of the rewards a little earlier than the time that you pass it. But if you need the rewards, just purchase them then. You get all the previous rewards. So that would be the incentive. You just get stuff a little earlier, but I like to wait. So that is it. Shameless shout out to the 24 Crew Alliance. So shout out to you guys. All right, ValleyFlyin, this isn't a question, more of a public service announcement for everyone to post on the Discord saying that Valley and Drew are the same person. I can remind you, Drew wears sunglasses. He always wears sunglasses. I wear sunglasses sometimes, but he wears sunglasses all the time. You are definitely correct, Marshy. Drew has long blonde hair. Yeah, I don't have long blonde hair. I have short brown black hair. That's going gray because I'm getting old. And Drew lives in Australia. Yeah, and I live in Texas. So Marshy, you're definitely right. I'm sorry it had to be said. Joking aside, I'm sure the Valley Club wants to wish you and the family a very Merry Christmas. Have a good one. Hey, Merry Christmas. Have a happy holidays to all of you guys. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, because I know this is a worldwide channel, then have a happy holidays, guys. Yeah, but yeah, thank you, Marcy, for putting that all those rumors to bed, those dirty rumors, guys. Valley, now that Blitzsim is here, how long until we have Raid Sim? Ooh. They talked about this. I wanted this sooner than later, but now that we have these new Greek raid difficulties, I'm thinking it's going to be more towards later until there's a lot of alliances that you can just auto this stuff. And I think that's the time they're going to be rolling this around. They said the Blitz will be coming a lot sooner than raids. So my guess, and this is just a guess, it may come sooner than this, but as I would say at least 6 months to get a lot more alliances up to that level 4, the hard one, and just doing going through that auto play. So once more alliances start autoing the full Greek raids, which is pretty hard right now because recommended level 80, gear tier 15. So I think it's gonna be a while, but I'd say minimum 6 months. I don't think anytime before that, but could be wrong. There could be everybody autoing that stuff very early and we could get it in the next patch. I don't know, but my guess is at least 6 months, minimum 6 months. All right, we got a long one here. Thanks for answering my question last week. Keep up the great info. Thank you, brother. So my question, 2 elite 6 orbs. I'm thinking of opening them for Iceman, as will help him a lot for bonus stacks, overall damage. Doing it, I have 2 strong raid team symbiotes is the other one. I'm wondering if I should use them in Kitty Pryde instead, as she is the healer with Jubilee. I don't agree with her being a legendary. She isn't very well known. And she isn't powerful enough in the legendary comic to be a legendary in comic lore. Keep smashing. So yeah, as far as those, I'm not sure which is the best one. I'm actually leaning towards, of these 6 new characters, leaning towards using my 6-star on Red Guardian, because his preemptive taunt, we don't have a lot of those in game. Drax is the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that does that. So may use that on him, or may start to build this astonishing X-Men team like you suggested. Damage dealer is going to be Iceman, but the healer is going to be Kitty Pryde. Normally I lean towards these damage dealers for getting more red stars on them, but that healing from Kitty Pryde, especially on a raid team, may be valuable. So it's a toss-up for you, brother. It's a toss-up. What I'm probably going to end up doing, opening some red stars, maybe opening as a 4 elites, maybe open some 5 elites. If I don't get good stars for the particular character, I might go to that 6-star and chance it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wait and see for a lot of this stuff. Is it me, or does Ramojo from Real Time Arena look a lot like the Thing Blade fries in a light with a light in the first movie? Wondering if that is meant to be. No, he's meant to be Mojo. Mojo's the actual character in the comics, unless Mojo also appeared in that Blade movie. I haven't seen it for a while, so maybe misremembering. They're both Marvel characters, but Mojo is his own character. He's been in the animated series, he's been in the comics for a while. He's his own unique character that runs like a television universe in an alternate dimension. That's where Longshot came from. So yeah, I hope it helps. I'm saving my orbs. I'm still not sure what to do with mines right now, but I'm leaning towards Red Guardian or Iceman or Kitty Pryde, or may save him for the legendary Jubilee, guys, because I'm assuming she's gonna be very good with her legendary tag, even though she doesn't really fit canonically with the comics or the MCU. Valley, what is up, my brother? I followed your suggestion, folks, on my Black Orders, which is allowing me to a greater position in Arena. Nice. The Black Order, they're dominant in Arena. My cull is 3 stars. Do you think he will get the Colossus treatment? Unfortunately, worse than the Colossus treatment, because Colossus was in Mega Orbs for about a year. I think he's going to get the Minerva or Black Widow or Yo-Yo treatment, where he's going to be in the premiums for a while. That's my feelings. I really hope I'm wrong, because new players need to get Cull to get Thanos. So I'm hoping I'm wrong on that, but I think he will get that treatment, unfortunately. About T-Force. They all have their basic and passive done. Maw and Thanos. There's a correction there. It's not thanks. It's Thanos. You wrote the correction there. All have it done. Is it necessary to use the other special and alt? Best regards. Never missed a video. Thank you, Marcelo. All right, let's go into the game right now. I'll show you my Black Order and talk about my T4 recommendations for this team. All right, and here is my Black Order. Thanos has all the T4s, and I actually like all the T4s on Thanos. So glad that you already have that, but let's talk about these other characters and what I would recommend for them. First is gonna be Proxima Midnight. Now, her basic is good. You already have her basic. Her passive is good. This ultimate is also a pretty good one. So you might want to invest in that. They're reducing that speed bar by 25%, an extra 25%. Bring it up to 50%, I think is good. This special, I don't think you need, because it does the offense down, which is good, but it's kind of redundant with Ebony Maw. I did this one way before we knew Ebony Maw's kits. I didn't know what Ebony Maw's kit and the redundancy of it. This does come in handy sometimes, though, because sometimes the turns don't add up. But For Proxima, if you do one more, I say her ultimate is very valuable. You might want to skip on the passive of Ebony Maw. I know you already did it, but for you guys that haven't done the passive on Ebony Maw, all it's going to give is extra resistance, and that's not a primary place that I think they need it. I think you need to do his special. You need to do his ultimate, though. I think these are more valuable on Ebony Maw than his basic and his passive, but both of these. I think you already have it on Ebony Maw anyway. Call Obsidian. This one, this passive, you already have this passive, but this is one of the best ones, getting max health. All max health for the rest of the Black Order and Thanos as well. He's getting more damage. He's getting more max health. So very, very good. This is also a good one. I don't know if this is a required one, but it's going to give him more damage, and he's going to have more damage per death proof on self. And if the enemies are attacking him, which they should, especially if Thanos is an ally giving him taunt, then he's going to have a lot of death proofs and giving a lot of extra damage. So this is a good one. I've skipped on this one because this just gives some extra healing towards him, and I haven't found that my call needed a lot more health when I was doing this taunt. So that one's up to you depending on how you're looking in arena. And this one, this basic, it also improves his counter and his assist rating. So I think this is a very good one to do on call. And last but not least, it is Corvus Glaive, and all I have on Corvus is the passive and the basic. I don't use the rest of these skills often enough, except in arena, to make it worth it. And even without these, they still do very good in arena. So that is my recommendations for the Black Order, brother. And Thanos, I recommend all of the T4s once you have the T4s available for you. Both Ghost and Anti-Venom are 3 red star. Is there still utility in DD3 and DD4 with such low red stars? Yes, there is. Ghost does percent base damage, and in that scenario, as long as you could keep them alive, they're going to do some damage in DD3 and DD4 based on the health of the enemies. So that is a good thing. So Ghost has some viability even at low red stars. Anti-Venom, he'll revive characters. He'll put immunity on characters, but not necessarily giving a lot of damage. And maybe if his focus isn't strong enough, he may not be able to do his ultimate. So I'd say Ghost has more viability at low red stars than Anti-Venom does, but they're both very, very valuable. All right, for City, you already have Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, Vulture, and Punisher. I'm not sure about Vulture and Punisher, especially Vulture. I'm not sure how much you're using him outside of this, and Punisher, I'm not using him right now, but I'm sure that when Red Guardian and Yelena come to the game, I'm going to be using him a lot more in that skill military team. And in Global, you have Phoenix, Ultra, and Colossus. You're crushing DD3 Global right now. And if you're crushing it, I'm assuming you're not on Node 7, Node 8 with those 3 characters, because once you get to Node 7 and Node 8, those characters, even them, not so great for speed runs. So with that said, I would probably do Ghost just to help you with your global right now. You could probably get through all the nodes in City with what you have right now with Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, Vulture, Punisher. If you got through Venom, or you built up Anti-Venom, maybe even going through those last few nodes of City. But yeah, I think you're gonna struggle in Node 7 and Node 8 with Phoenix, Ultron, and Colossus. So for that reason, and because her value is not totally based on her red stars, I recommend Ghost over that. All right, so since Scopely likes to time releases and rework characters to coincide with marketing, hype around Marvel TV movie releases, are you expecting that after Astonishing X-Men released through Valentine's Day with the rumored Gambit and Rogue coming, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm like, they did say that we're getting, or not, they said it was rumored that we're getting more characters for the Astonishing X-Men after this next patch, which it would indicate February, around the time of Valentine's Day, which makes sense. All right, WandaVision running through March, and the introduction of Wanda's 2 sons, Wiccan and Speed. Do you anticipate them as being Young Avengers in when they come in March? If they come in March to coincide with that TV release, Young Avengers does make sense for that team, because they were on the Young Avengers. Now, they're not technically Scarlet Witch's sons. Tommy Shepard and Billy Shepard, they're reincarnations. According to Marvel.fandom.com, they're reincarnations of Scarlet Witch and Vision's twin sons, Thomas and William Maximus. So they're reincarnations of the same people, sort of. So I guess technically they're the sons, but yeah, they're technically not. So they're kind of like the dad bros. They have a weird relationship there. Now there is something to do with Mephisto there, because I think she used his DNA or something to create her own sons, and that's why they're not around anymore, because they got reabsorbed into Mephisto. But yeah, I would expect them to be on that Young Avengers team. That's where I think they fit the best. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if the WandaVision TV series brings Wiccan, Speed, brings Mephisto, maybe brings another character, brings more synergy with Wanda and Vision. That would be well that would be well received, I think. So we'll see what happens with it. But it's yeah, to release with to time some of the releases with what they already have planned, and to coincide it with the release of TV shows and movies. I think yeah, we'll see what happens with it. A lot of stuff seeming to happen around a January, February, March timeframe. But I would like this if this happened in a game. Hey, Valley, I hope you're doing well. Same to you, brother. Probably a stupid question, but my question is concerning Blitz. When new characters come out, how do you get them? Grinding to that score and getting the top 1%? Yes, I do that. Now I realize there's only been one new character, Blitz. The scores are unobtainable for people who don't have this the roster to score high. Do you think that Scopely will turn off Blitz Sim for the new character releases? Bring back the competitive nature of the mode? You know what? If that is an option, they didn't say that they were going to do that when they announced Blitz Sim, so I think it's going to be hard for them to backpedal, although it is possible. But especially during these holidays, we're going to get releases for Yelena and for Longshot as Blitz release characters. No indication that Blitz Sim would be turned off for that, so I don't think they would do that. Now, if they want to do that for future ones, I think I'd rather have them split up the teams, or to the users, all the community, into different shards, kind of like we have in Arena. I think I would rather prefer that. That'll allow more players to get into that top 1% of whatever they're bracketed in, and then still be able to auto blitz. I don't want Blitz Sim to be turned off. By the way, I just don't. It's possible that Scopely does it. I don't want it to happen though. Hey Valley, any idea why so many people are eager for an orb opening event? It was a horde. I was part of the hoarders who benefited a lot from it 1 year ago, and it was a big deal. But last time they reworked it, and most of it could be completed without opening a single orb through blitzing, which is now easier to do. Do you expect Scopel next to go back to the old format? I don't. What is all the fuss about it then? So I think people are saving some of the orbs that they don't have, including myself. And I want to open them. There's resources I want in there. I don't necessarily need them right away because I'm not level 80 yet. So there's no real point in taking characters up to gear 15 right now. Well, I can't take them to gear to 15 because I'm not level 80, but I want to open some of these orbs. I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on an orb opening event in case one happens. Yes, what you're saying is true. It's not as needed the last time this came around, but I think a lot of communities wanting Fox Scopely, I keep getting the two confused, to make an announcement and say there's going to be no more orb opening events, or an orb opening is happening at this time so players can save, things like that. We'll see what happens though. I don't know. I want to open the orbs, but that's why people want to get rid of it, use the resources, and hopefully they say and make a statement that this kind of orb opening event's not happening, and then there's no reason to hoard orbs. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think a lot of the things a lot of the staff of Fox Next Scopely is already going on vacation, so I don't know if what we already have announced, I don't think there's going to be anything in addition to it. So I don't expect one for this holiday season, but that doesn't mean there's not one coming up. So I don't know. I would like Scopely to make a statement either way on an orb opening event though. Valley, keep it the great content. Keep smashing it. I wailed on the 2 X Factors, wondering what ISO 8s you would recommend. I'm thinking Radar on both. Yes, I also think Radar on both because crits are going to give them speed. It's going to give them barrier, which is very, very good. It gets them a lot of turns, a lot more damage, and it gives them more survivability with that barrier. Now, if you're using Shatterstar on a Hero Brawlers team like I was previously, I like that striker class on him. But if you're using the Dad Bros together, Longshot, Shatterstar on the same team, Raider should be the way to go with this team. So with those two characters, I totally agree with you. All right, hey brother or buddy, I have an X-Force question for you. Who would you recommend upgrading to 5 Red Star first, Deadpool or X23? Oh, definitely X23. She and Negasonic are the keys to that team working on War Offense. So one of those characters before any Cable or Domino or Deadpool. And which ISO would you use on your X-Force team? So to see which ISO I have on my X-Force team right now, let's go back into the game. All right, so here is my X-Force right now. As you can see, I have a level 3 Raider on Negasonic with a little extra damage here. Once I get this last piece of gear, I think I'll get a little extra damage for Negasonic because their damage really matters, especially on War Offense, on that opening ultimate that she opens with. Also have the Raider class for X23 and a little more damage for her as well because her damage is very, very important. Raider class for Cable and Domino. Now, if you look at the Remenex ISO 8 spreadsheet, also recommend Raider class for Domino, but I don't want her to die. I want Deadpool to stay alive, so I have a Fortifier on her just to keep her alive a little longer, and then Raider on Deadpool. If you look at the ISO 8 recommendations from Recomendations, everybody should be recommended, or everybody is recommended as a Raider, but I have a Fortifier on my Domino just to keep her alive a little longer. Hey, Valley from the OKC. Hey, what is up from the DFW, brother? So with the changes to the Greek raid slider and no healing change, you think this is lazy design to increase difficulty? Yes, very, very lazy design. It's increasing difficulty just by spiking the damage numbers. I don't think that adds that much more fun to the game. I don't think it's designed to frustrate the player base. I don't think there's any benefit they get by totally frustrating the player base. They want to frustrate the player base just a little bit, so you have to spend money, but not enough so that players stop playing the game or get so frustrated that they're not having fun. But I feel like if they increase the damage on the slider, they need to allow for healing to compensate for the huge boost in AI damage. Do you think they'll change it to allow healing with a damage increase? Possibly. I think one of the things they just said, the big thing that they talked about was not having healing, not having reviving in between nodes. They didn't talk about this damage change, but yeah, I don't think they're going to change that. They may, though, because one thing I think Scopely has done very good. Now, sometimes they do things that frustrate the players, but they also listen. And if enough players are complaining, not having fun with the node, they see the metrics and people aren't playing as much, yeah, they will go in and fix it. But if people are still playing this, then I don't think they're going to fix it. Here's the thing, though. The only real benefit after those first-time rewards, after you do those first-time rewards, the only real benefit that you're getting is by getting more season points to the raids. So the only alliances that I think are going to push for this right now are those that want to finish high in those raid season rankings. If you don't need to get those raid season points, or you're not trying for that high ranking, I think you could go with one of the lower difficulties and get very similar rewards. The only real benefit I think passing it right now is for those first time rewards. And then once you get, because like I said previously, the recommendations for this level 80, gear 15, not many alliances are going to be there as far as the whole alliance right now. So we'll have to see what happens. I think Scopely is going to wait until a lot of players get there, see how they're handling these raids, see if they need to adjust things. Because like I said, they make mistakes. They may make mistakes, but they're very good at adjusting and pivoting when they seem to go too far with these mistakes. They listen, which is a good thing. Hey Valley, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, brother. 2 questions, because it just came to me. Can you revive Phoenix with Minerva if Dark Phoenix is on the field? No. So I've tried this. It does not work. If you look at her passive, Phoenix cannot be revived, and Dark Phoenix is a summon that only Phoenix can get. Now, you can clone her with Mr. Sinister, but you can't revive her unless there's some weird bug in the game. You're not supposed to be able to revive her. Wouldn't Doom have many soft counters like Zemo, Min, Black Bolt, Mr. Sinisters, Ultron, symbiotes, and a ton more on paper? I feel like, though, Ultron, he's only scary when you first see it, but I'm thinking about it and he's not. It's only scary with who he's paired with. Also, not a question, but Ultron's kit classes, because they both depend on their minions and 5 slots. So here's the thing. I think Dr. Doom is going to be a very strong character. It will, like you said, be dependent on who his other 4 characters are surrounding him, if they could keep him alive, because a lot of his big damage and big damage AoE in the beginning, then he does a couple turns, then he has his ultimate off, his bots do some basics, then he has another big ultimate. So if you survive those 2 big ultimates, I think you're in good shape to beating Dr. Doom, because after that, he has some long cooldowns on his turns, and yeah, he's not getting as many turns in a row without that ultimate, and that has a long cooldown. So I'm not thinking that's going to happen much in battle. So you can beat him. He looks beatable, but you got to go after him early. And if the 4 surrounding members aren't allowing you to do that, then he could be in trouble. Same thing with Ultron. If you go after him early, if you screw up, if you ability block him, not allow him to call his bots onto the field, then Ultron could be in trouble. But Dr. Doom, same way. If you let him get going, they can be very scary and do some damage to you. The only thing is, if Ultron gets going, he's going to keep going, because you're going to have a lot of bots on the field. Once Doom does his AoE attack, his special, then he does it again. I don't think he's going to be that scary unless these battles go super long and you're getting to do the ultimate again, or you're getting a lot of turns with Doom and calling a lot of bots with his basics. So that's my thought. I don't think he's that scary, but it will depend on the other 4 members that you're bringing in with Dr. Doom. See if you can get to him early or not. All right, Merry Christmas from your British brother. Hey, Merry Christmas from your brother in Texas. It seems like with everything going on in the world at the moment, I feel it would be perfect timing to bring in Apocolypse. Got me thinking X Factor 5 was the first appearance of Apocolypse. So by the time we get a full team, is it possible? So it is very, very possible. Rumors are X Factor, Astonishing X-Men. They would be around in February in that release, towards that release. So Apocalypse sometime after would be very, very cool. I've been wanting that character in the game for a little while, wondering who the other horsemen are going to be, and still looking to get that mechanic. As soon as I saw Thanos mechanic, mentioning it to you guys on the channel, that I think it'd be cool to have the 4 horsemen to get that kind of mechanic in powered state. So there are other characters if they're on the X-Men team, but once they're paired with Apocalypse, they get empowered, become these different characters. So Angel becomes Archangel, and other characters become their different versions. So it would be cool. Timing wise, I think with WandaVision and stuff, we may be looking at a little towards March, April. I'm not sure what the other movie releases and TV Disney Plus releases are going to be around that time. But once there's a break, I think they can bring Apocalypse. But I think he's a popular enough character that they're going to wait until the revenue is starting to go down a little, and then they're going to bring him to the game, and then they'll see this big revenue spike, because I think a lot of players are going to be excited with Apocalypse. Kind of like with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they waited till the community wasn't happy, and that's when they released Jedi Luke. So I think they're going to do the same thing with Apocalypse, because once he's in the game, you know, who are players going to want at that point? Right now, there's players that are always wanting Gambit and Apocalypse and maybe some other characters, but once these characters have come to the game and they're already here, then that desire goes away. So there is some benefit for them by holding off a bit, but I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully, get something like that charged mechanic or the empowered mechanic for Apocalypse, and hopefully it's coming in 2021. But we will see. We will see, brother. Merry Christmas from Texas. Hey, Merry Christmas back from Texas, brother. I love all the content posted every day. My question is about red stars. Are mid-tier characters worth building when they're high red stars? Recently pulled a 7 red star Hawkeye. Never really built them to a high level. So there's some characters that have a 6 red star that I haven't really built because I just don't see the use in building them. If you're using your Hawkeye team, and I think he goes well on a Wave 1 Avengers team, then if you're using that a lot and your usage of that character justifies that building, that use of resources and gear and your training mats and all that, then yeah, build them up. But if you're not using him, probably wouldn't build him just for this 7 red star. He's a great character. But I'm not sure if he's worth building a whole team around. I think it would be based on where the rest of your roster is. If you're a very, very new player and a lot of your characters are very low, then I would say yeah. But if you're an older player and have a lot of characters already at 5 and up red stars, then I probably wouldn't be investing too much in Hawkeye. But yeah, a great pull like this early in the game can change the way you construct your roster, especially when there's a lot more value in Wave 1 Avengers as a newer mid-game player. So it depends. It depends on usage, but if you're using them a lot, then it is worth building up a character, brother. Hey, 2 questions. Do you think X Factor will be used to get Jubilee? Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. My gut is still telling me Pimtech, because that does fit the pattern of 2 previously farmable characters, 3 brand new characters. But hey, just because it's happened in the past doesn't mean that's how it's going to be moving forward. So it is possible for X Factor to unlock Jubilee, but my gut right now, based on what I've seen, is telling me no. But hey, things change all the time, so it is possible. But yeah, my gut right now is saying no. All right, next question though. Is it possible for Red Skull to take damage on ward defense if vulnerable is applied to him? And vulnerable is the new name for targeted for that ISO 8 mechanic, which is makes the enemy receive 10% more incoming damage. Now, I'm not sure on ward defense, or when I face a Hydra team on ward defense, normally I use Zemo, I take out one of the minions, so that Red Skull is already taking damage right away. So it's hard for me to test this. If you guys know firsthand, let me know. But my gut, based on what his passive reads, should be no. He should not be taking any incoming damage. But with that said, when he does have defense down for some reason, even though it doesn't make sense aligning with what it says in the passive, he does take damage. So it's possible. I haven't had a good test on this though. So guys, if you know in the comments, let me know. Let me know if you have tried a Red Skull with vulnerable. None of the other minions are dead, and he does take damage. But yeah, normally one of the minions is already dead when I'm facing a Hydra war defense team. So I am not sure. But yes, let me know in the comments, guys, if you have tested this. Next question. Valley, stay classy. Hey, thank you, brother. You stay, all the Valley clubs, stay classy as well, brother. Stay strong. Would you consider the newest tunes to be DD3 worthy? I'm thinking off the top of my head. Of course, we'll have to see with some future play testing. I'm thinking Red Guardian. He looks like the strongest guy. He has that Drax type opening taunt on his passive, which means he's a preemptive taunt. He's gonna have a taunt when the battle opens. So I think that alone will make him valuable. As far as who is the most valuable though, not sure. I think we'll have to have some more play testings for people actually to unlock these characters at a high level, take them in. Any of them move up to must-have for first and second runs. And even with that, I don't think these are must-have characters. Off the top of my head, I don't think any of them do percent-based damage like a Minerva, Phoenix, Ebony Maw, and Ghost. I think they'll be good. I don't know if they're higher priorities, passing up some of the other tunes though. So I guess we'll have to see when they come out. People will have to test them, and that will be the final answer. But for this one, again, I'm going with my gut. My gut is telling me no. But if there's one likely candidate, leaning towards Red Guardian right now. But of course, those dad bros, they are so strong. So if you want to build up 2 characters for DD3, both mutant characters, unfortunately, and there's a lot of other great mutant characters. If you have a lot of resources for mutant, dad bros can be an option as well. All right, next question though. Hey, first time asker, be honored for you to answer my question. Well, hey, I'm honored to answer your question. Since Punisher is going to Skeleton, who do you think will replace him? Who do you want to replace him? I'm hoping for Stick. I'm not sure who Stick is. Is that a character? Let me know in the comments, guys. But who do I think will replace him? I think the best to replace him will be a city hero character. Because of the way the Iron Fist passive works, Jessica Jones also gives some benefits to city characters. So thinking want a hero city, and the 3 characters I have on my roster right now without a home that have the city hero tags: Night Nurse, Spider-Man, and She-Hulk. I'm not using it on a Fantastic Four team. Don't really have her built up right now. So as far as the options, who do I want to replace him? I think it's going to be Spider-Man, just because I think he brings the most value to the team. Unless I'm needing defenders that need a lot of survivability, then maybe Night Nurse. But I don't know. Rumors are that she's not getting a rework anytime soon. So we'll see what happens with that. But those are going to be 3 options. And any other city hero characters that you don't have on your that you're not having on solid teams right now are going to be options as well. But if I were to replace someone on the defenders team, I would stick with someone that's a hero city character. Hey, ValleyFlyin, Hulk Fistbump from London. Hey, Hulk Fistbump back from the DFW in Texas, brother. Wishing you and your family a wonderful Christmas. My question is, just completed D3 last week. Now I'm being careful with what gear and deciding between Scream and Venom to take up to gear 14 to join the other 3. Scream needs less gear, but only 4 red stars. Venom is 7 Rello, 4 red. Or do you think I should just save it all for DD4 in mind? Still, that's that it's very far away. All right, so you're completed with DD3. My recommendation for anybody that has finished with DD3, don't put any more orange gear on your characters until you get to level 80. I am waiting as much as possible. If there's something, there's content in the game that I'm having trouble passing, then I might use some orange gear to bring a character up. But for the most part, I am just waiting right now. By the time I get to level 80, and I talked about, it's probably going to be at least 2 to 4 weeks before I get to level 80 for my commander level. By then, I'm thinking there should be some people finished with DD4 that could give some good recommendations for that. So I'm waiting for that. I would just hold off unless you're having trouble in the Greek raids or in the Ultimates raids right now, and you need to take Scream and Venom up right away. Those characters and the Black Order I would consider taking preemptively, and I did take them preemptively, but everyone else I am holding off on my orange gear right now. So if you're having trouble with the raids and can't get through it all, then maybe take those characters up. But if not, just hold. Just be in a holding pattern until someone finishes it and could give us some first-hand recommendations on what to do best in that node and which characters work best in those in some of those tough lanes in Dark Dimension 4. Hope all is well. Hey, same to you, brother. I think you use your dev contacts to have RTA reset line up with existing reset. It feels so random where it is, and I have gotten caught mid objectives more than once. Happy holidays, brother. The knockout resetting was a below my mid grind. All right, so here's the thing. They said this, and I'm not sure where they said this, but I remember them saying that they are going to reset the objectives to reset when your other objectives reset. I think the daily reset when you get those new offers in store. But I think that's happening in the next season. So hopefully in 2 more weeks, when we see the next season of the real-time arena come around, hopefully they have a more a better way that it resets, a more accurate, more consistent way it resets. That's the word I'm looking for, consistent. But yeah, it should be happening next season. I think they're already aware of this and they want to fix it, but I think it's happening next season and not mid-season, brother. Hey, Valley, it's Rolf Kiran from Twitch chat. Hope all is well. Hey, hope all is well with you, my fellow Valley Club member. All right, so I'm reaching level 75 soon. Congratulations on that. In the midst of prep for DD3, I'm set on using Minerva, Ebony Moss, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Phoenix. Those are all good choices, part of the first 5 tunes. I was wondering who I should pick as the 5th. Was thinking about picking a global tune, and in pre-DD4 world, I would have selected Colossus, but due to little use for him in DD4, I'm not sure about taking him in. So he will have some value in those first few nodes, and maybe even the global nodes. But yeah, in those last few legendary nodes where you're using Phoenix, he can't help the protector. So he's gonna have some use on those first 3 nodes, but yeah, he can't protect Phoenix in her own nodes there. So yeah, he loses a little value, but very, very valuable in DD3 just to protect Phoenix, letting her get the Dark Phoenix special off a little more, considering either Ghost, which is a good choice. We talked about Ghost is one of these characters that does % base damage, so good choice there. Emma Frost is also another good 5th because of her passive reducing the speed of the enemies, just giving them so much survivability. Who do you recommend? They're both good choices. So I guess the answer is going to be based on your red stars. If you have one at higher red stars, I probably would go with that character. Ghost is very good because she's specific for DD or Dark Dimension. And, you know, she does that % base damage. So even if you don't have good red stars on her or gold stars, she still may provide some value because of that % base damage that she offers. So if you have the gold, or I mean, if you have the orange gear, why not do both? If you're very limited on it, I probably would go Ghost first, unless she's so low that she's not going to be able to get her turn off and she's going to die soon. Emma's another great choice because she's very versatile, valuable in a lot of game modes, probably invaluable in way more game modes than Ghost is. But Colossus, I wouldn't sleep on him either. He's going to help you in DD3 and your X-Men team. But yeah, not as much use for him in Dark Dimension 4. So hope that helps. I know there's a lot of things to consider, and it's going to be based on your orange gear, on your red stars, but they're all good. I think I would lean towards Emma Frost because of her value outside of the game mode. Then I would go Ghost, and then I would go Colossus at this point, and that's who I would lean towards in that order right now. But yeah, depends on your red stars. All right, and that is it for this edition of the Monday Mailbag, guys. I do want to thank each and every one of you that left a question on the Discord channel. Whether I answered it or not, I do appreciate everybody that leaves a question. Now, I am still planning to do a Monday Mailbag next week, but I'm going to shoot that thing on either Thursday or Friday. So if you want to get your question potentially featured in that video, make sure you get your questions in early, either before Thursday, just to be safe in case I shoot that thing on Thursday. And if I don't get a chance to answer it in this next Monday Mailbag, that will be in the first Monday Mailbag of the year, which should be a pretty big one there. So looking forward to that. Now going away next week, which is why I'm shooting that video early, which also means that there's going to be a break on the live stream on Twitch next week. But this week, we're still going to be on Twitch live up until Thursday. So hopefully I'll see you there in the mornings joining the Valley Club, guys. Now, last thing before I go, if you're making purchases anyway in Marvel Strike Force or any other Android game, make sure you use the link coins.valleyflyin.com. It is an affiliate link, but it's going to help save you some money, guys. Up to 20% off all of your purchases in Marvel Strike Force using the Amazon App Store. So check that out. All the details are on that link, guys. Again, coins.valleyflyin.com. Check that out. Save yourself some money. And I will see you guys next time. Check out some of my other sponsors down below as well. And big shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Before you go, though, make sure you check out some of my other videos. And give me a Hulk fist bump, baby. Oh, yeah. ValleyFlyin out.